Hey, I'm Tim N7KOM, and I want to talk about activation zones real quick. Now, of course, the activation zone is about 80 feet from the top of a summit in a contour around that summit where you can operate for summits on the air points. This was kind of, as far as I know, I think it was put in originally just because hill walking is very popular in England, where summits on the air started, and it gave a way for the radio operator to move off of the summit that might be crowded with a lot of people and operate. But it can cause you some problems, especially if you're using an app or something that doesn't give you an accurate representation of where the activation zone is. So I'm looking at Ball Butte here. I activated this in September with Chris, Whiskey 7, Mike Tango Bravo, and Randy, N7 OLE. Now here, I'm gonna go, I'm on the SOTLS page for it. Let's open up CalTopo. Now you can see here, so we started from the trailhead. Our original plan was to head kind of just off from the trailhead, cross country, follow this ridge line here up to this ridge, and then take the ridge. And we did actually find a nice trail, and our plan was to take this ridge all the way to the summit. But and I should say, previous trip reports did indicate that that trail was taken. But on our way up here, if I, let's see, let's go back. I'll open this in Google Maps. Google Maps is pretty good satellite. There we go. Kind of find our bearings. So trailhead was, yeah, somewhere around here. Travel cross country, kind of up through the forest, and then heading up this ridge line. And you can kind of see a trail we were following. But at the top of this, we ended up at the top of a very steep cliff. And you can see there's actually bands of cliffs here. So we weren't actually able to go all the way to the summit. I can give you kind of a view. Here's the summit way over here. We were way down here. Now, Soda Goat said we were in the activation zone. I was a bit suspicious of that just because there's such a dip down these cliffs, and it's really not, Google Maps really isn't doing it justice here. Let me see if I can bring up some photos. Go over to Chris's blog here and show a photo of this taken from the summit. So there's actually quite a bit of a dip here, and it didn't look like we were in the activation zone to me. So, and on the topo, it wasn't exactly clear we were. Soda Goat, again, said it was, but I think it was just using the vertical elevation. It didn't take into account the dip between where we are and the actual summit. So here's a tool, if you have cell service, which we did. I had a couple bars of 5G, so I pulled up the SOTLS page for Ball Butte, and then down here, there's the Activation Zone Estimator. This is a website that ARA, N6ARA, built. And what it does is it estimates the activation zone. So if you access it from the SOTLS page for the summit you're interested in, everything's filled out for you already. Just click Plot AZ. Okay. And what it'll do, will plot a crude polygon showing you the activation zone. Now, looking at this, again, we were way over here, not in the activation zone. Activation zone, about this area. So we ended up backtracking down the trail, crossing this bowl here, and finding, here, I'll pull up Google again, and we ended up, yeah, so backtracking, crossing down over this bowl, and then there was a little chute here that we were able to kind of zigzag our way up, and it wasn't too bad getting up there. But, if we had activated from here where the previous trip reports said they activated from, we would not have been the AZ. It would have not been a valid activation. So it's very good that we checked. And with the activation zone estimator, you can even download a GXP. So if you're using CalTopo or Gaia, we can go ahead and import. We can go ahead and import that polygon. And so when you're, plotting out your maps, when you're building your maps and plotting your trail, you can add in the activation zone so you know exactly where you need to be and what contours on the map you got to hit. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I'm TimN7KOM73. Catch you next time.